Why the graph of cos y equal to cos x and y equal to cos inverse cos x are not same. Let's start with sin x. Since sin x is a periodic function with period 2 pi, so we will draw the graph of sin x in interval 0 to 2 pi. In order to draw the graph of sin x in interval 0 to 2 pi, we first draw it in interval 0 to pi by 2. When x is 0, then sin x is 0. When x is 30 degree, sin x is half, and so on. You don't have to remember all this, just remember this quadrilateral whose sides are square root 1, square root 2, square root 3 and square root 4, and its angle are 30 degree, 45 and 60 degree. With the help of this, you can find every value. Now the graph of sin x is this. In the interval pi by 2 to pi, we know that sin pi minus x equal to sin x, so its graph is this. Finally, we draw it in interval pi to 2 pi using the fact that sin pi plus x equal to minus sin x. Since sin x is a periodic function with period 2 pi, so the graph of sin x is this. Now let's draw y equal to c sin ax. For this, first draw y equal to c and y equal to minus c, because sin x lies between 1 and minus 1, so c sin ax lies between minus c and c. Now draw sin x and mark all the points where it crossed the x-axis. And finally, divide all those points where sin x cut x-axis by a. This is the graph of y equal to c sin ax. For example, when we replace c with 3 and a with 2, we get the graph of y equal to 3 sin 2x. And when y equal to 3 sin 2x minus 3, for this we first draw y equal to 3 sin 2x and then shift our graph towards right, which we'll know in the next video. Similarly, we can draw the graph of y equal to c cos ax. The graph of tangent x is look like this. Here x equal to plus minus pi by 2, plus minus 3 pi by 2 and so on are asymptote of tangent x. Similarly, the graph of cot x is looks like this. And x equal to 0, plus minus pi and so on are asymptote of cot x. The graph of cosecant x is looks like this. Here x equal to 0, plus minus pi and so on are asymptotes of cosecant x. Similarly, the graph of secant x is looks like this. And x equal to plus minus pi by 2, plus minus 3 pi by 2 are asymptotes to secant x. We know that the graph of f inverse x is mirror image of f of x about y equal to x. So the graph of sin inverse x is this. Here x belongs to minus 1 to 1 and y belongs to minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Similarly, the graph of cos inverse x is this. Here x belongs to minus 1 to 1 and y belongs to 0 to pi. Now the question is why we don't do this. Answer is because sin inverse x is a function and this graph is not a function, because it fails vertical line test. From the vertical line test, we can find out which graph is function or not. The vertical line test is a visual way to determine if a curve is a graph of a function or not. If a vertical line intersects a curve on xy plane more than once, then for one value of x, the curve has more than one value of y. which implies that the curve is not a function. And if it intersects a curve at most once, then the curve represents a function. We know that this function is a periodic function with period 2 pi because f of x equal to f of 2 pi minus x. So to draw the graph of f of x, we first draw f of x in one interval of length 2 pi and then repeat it for entire value of x. As we know, sin inverse sin x equal to x in interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and it is equal to pi minus x in interval pi by 2 to 3 pi by 2 because sin pi minus x is equal to sin x. So the graph of sin inverse sin x is this. Now look at this. This is the graph of sin x and this is the graph of sin inverse sin x. Similarly, we can draw the graph of cos inverse cos x because this function is also periodic function with period 2 pi. So cos inverse cos x equal to x in interval 0 to pi, and it is equal to 2 pi minus x in interval pi to 2 pi. So the graph of cos inverse cos x is this. And the graph of cos x is this. Now if we add pi to x and subtract pi by 2 from f of x, we get this. Now the graph of cosecant inverse cosecant x is same as the graph of sin inverse sin x, but we have to remove all those points which are on x-axis because at x equal to 0, pi, 2 pi and so on, cosecant x become infinite. Similarly, the graph of secant inverse secant x is same as the graph of cos inverse cos x, but we have to remove all those points for which secant x is infinite. Let's talk about sin inverse x. We know that sin inverse x lies between minus pi by 2 and pi by 2. So x lies between minus 1 and 1. So the graph of f of x is this, which is same as the graph of cos inverse x because its domain is also equal to minus 1 to 1. Now for tangent inverse x and cot inverse x. Domain of these functions are from minus infinity to infinity, so both the graph are same. The domain of cosecant inverse x and secant inverse x is minus infinity to minus 1 or 1 to infinity, so the graph of both functions looks like this. People think that sin x times cosecant x equal to 1, but what happens when x equal to 0, pi, minus pi and so on? In this case, y becomes 0 times infinity, which is an intermediate form. So the graph of sin x times cosecant x is this. Similarly, we can draw the graph of cos x times secant x and tangent x times cot x. Now what will happen when we replace x with y and y with x? Here, the graph of sin y is the mirror image of sin x about y equal to x. Similarly, we can take the mirror image of every function about the line y equal to x. We know that the graph of y equal to x plus 2 is same as the graph of y minus 2 equal to x or y minus x equal to 2. But graph of cos y equal to cos x is not same as y equal to cos inverse cos x or cos inverse cos y equal to x or y equal to x, because they all are different. Let's draw cos y equal to cos x. We know that if cos y equal to cos x, then y equal to 2n pi plus minus x, where n belongs to integers. When n equal to 0, we get y equal to x and y equal to minus x. When n equal to 1, we get y equal to 2 pi plus x and y equal to 2 pi minus x. For n equal to minus 1, we get y equal to minus 2 pi plus x and y equal to minus 2 pi minus x, and so on. So this is the graph of cos y equal to cos x. Similarly, we can draw the graph for other functions like sin y equal to sin x or tangent y equal to tangent x. In the next video, we are going to learn about the transformations of function.